I'm coming off of a trip from Chicago and an illness that I thought would keep me there long term. But here we are. I'm back in Seattle. This isn't a dream, right? New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to New Day. I'm Kelly Hansen, and trust me, we seriously have a fun show ahead. So we want to just jump right in because it's time for Hot Topics, and my panel is fired up and ready to dish on sideline scoops, relentless rivalries, and snack size steals. Joining me today are former Husky running back Terry Hallman, Coug and Seahawks All-Pro Marcus Trufant, and New Day producer Rebecca Perry. Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's up? Good morning.
Oh, please dive into what we have here while I tell you about this hot tip. Pizza Hut personal pan pizzas are just $2 today, y'all. Oh. That's one 6-inch pizza, one topping for just $2. And it's a Tuesdays only carryout deal, and it's gotten so popular. Pizza Hut has already extended it once, and there's a limit of 4 pizzas per customer, and it's only available while supplies last, y'all. So what do we think? Do you guys remember getting a free one as a kid when you'd like finish a book list or anything like that? I do.
I don't remember getting anything free in life. Never, let alone a delicious deep dish pizza. So this is new for me.
I feel sorry for your childhood.
Yeah.
So you didn't do this in Canada?
No, not in Canada, not in Texas, not in Arkansas. Neither of the places I grew up. I was I'm sorry.
Wow.
My parents owe me something for this, right?
Marcus, what about you? Do you remember anything about the pan, or was this just not big enough that it was ever going to be on your list? Like, you don't want that small of a pizza.
Well, no, this absolutely works for me, and I will take anything free. And in Tacoma, yes, there was tons of free stuff going around, especially for kids, and like you said, it checks off for grades and maybe books and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm gonna ride with it. Terry, I don't know where he comes from and what he got going on, and he's the only one that's taking a bite. I'm gonna wait.
What you waiting on, man? It is here for us, provided by New Day and King 5. Why not indulge?
I do remember the free goods though, so this was right on time.
Exactly,
This
right
was-
on time.
These were totally random, and I got the one that I wanted, the pineapple. So
You
you're
did.
welcome, everybody.
I love pineapple on
Lucky you.
pizza, but
I do too.
is anyone not a fan?
I'm not so much the pineapple guy.
There's always
That was fun. So good.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm not in that category, man. I think it's delicious. The Hawaiian style
Yes.
bacon and pineapple.
A little salty, a little sweet.
I think the way to do it, though, is a little spicy. You got to have jalapenos,
Yes.
pineapple, and pepperoni. Have
That's
you
a
ever
good
tried
call.
it that way? Because you might like it.
Not really like that. For me, though, I think we're just doing a little too much. Stay with the basics.
Classic.
You stay in the lines, and hey, man, everything's good. Everything is
Plain,
safe and good.
plain Jane shoe. That's what they call it, plain Jane. Yeah,
If it ain't broke, don't
Don't
fix
fix
it.
it.
I love when you're like, you're doing too much, because I feel like so many people say that to me, so I was like,
Doing
okay.
so much.
Not two, not three, but so much.
Fair enough. Next thing I want to talk about, though, you guys, the Seahawks. Training camp continues this week. What's the buzz around camp? Are you guys hearing anything about it? Because we have a completely new offense this year.
Yeah, I think for me, that's the biggest buzz, is that everything is completely new about this offense. We have a new offensive coordinator. You have a new guy at the helm at quarterback, talking about Sam Darnold. You look at the wide receiver core, they are completely new. 2 of our top 3 receivers from last year are gone. We're talking about DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. So Jackson Smith and Jigba is now the old guy in the locker room in that position. So everything's going to be brand new for us.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a good thing, though, right? Coming out and kind of being a surprise or even being the underdog, right? And maybe teams or fans not really expecting much, and you come out and you show up, man, and you make it happen. And me being on the defensive side of the ball, I think that's where a lot of the surprises are going to come in a good way, though, because I think we're going to be able to rush the quarterback, and that helps everybody on the team if you can make the other quarterback on the opposing team uncomfortable. So I think we're good. I think we're going to be real solid.
So you think we'll be competitive this year? You don't see us as like a full-blown underdog where it's like a rebuilding type of year?
Not at all, not at all. As long as you have a solid defense, and it appears that the Seahawks do have a solid defense. They have great players, they have great coaches, and they have a great philosophy that Mike McDonald has put together. You always have a chance, and so I think we're good.
How difficult is it to learn a whole new system? Because I know both of you guys are obviously vets.
For me, Very difficult.
Really?
Very difficult. I played here for 10 years, and my last year I went over to a team. I think they play football down in Jacksonville, but
Something like that.
I think they play a little bit of football down there. But I went down there, and it was tough for me as an older player, being in the same system for so long, just being used to the same calls and the names and everything. But there's some guys that are football guys, and they could switch and they can turn it on and off just like that. So I think they'll be okay. And the coaches are usually pretty good at making sure that things carry over to basic football terms. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. I mean, hey, you're the pro there, so
Yeah.
we're going to
Yeah, you
just
got the
listen
right
to you.
one.
That's it.
It's fact.
Mic
Yeah.
drop. The Seahawks have also been teasing their new Rivalries uniform, okay? And this is actually, we were not going to get the full reveal until August 28th, I guess, so we have to wait a little bit. But reports are in that will be a new version of their throwback uniforms. Here's a little video for the tease. The NFL is rolling this out on Rivalries with just the NFC West and AFC East. The new uniform will be worn once during the season at a home game against a division rival, and in the Seahawks case, it will be against the Rams. I kind of felt like the 49ers.
That's what I thought too.
Like,
Yeah.
that's who
Yeah.
I think of as our rivalry, but are the Rams our biggest rivalry now?
T,
True.
what you,
Yeah, you played. So
I
what
think
you think?
I think everybody in the West, right? It's gets a little different from year to year, but the Rams, they always play us tough, right? They
Very true.
always play us
True.
tough, especially at home, in their home. But I don't really think it matters, right?
Nah.
As of late, these last couple years, you know, it's kind of went back and forth, Rams and the 49ers. And the Seahawks, we need to get back to that dominant spot, right? And really make this a rivalry.
Yeah. Ooh.
So I think since there's not a clear-cut rival, maybe that's saying something, right? The Seahawks need to kind of step up and become that dominant force at number one.
I think that's though one of the things you have to take into consideration though. If you look at the teams that are in the West, I feel like the Seahawks are everyone else's rival, and we talked about that.
Yeah,
Like,
because for the other teams that are in the NFC West, they're all going to be debuting their rivalry jerseys against us.
well, yeah, of
So
course.
it's like, we're the
Because
ones.
We're
Yeah,
prime time,
we're
baby.
it.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh,
But what
are we
about
the
the-
most hated?
Yeah, I think we might be. You know, look
good
at what
spot
we
to be
did.
in.
Look at Seattle.
So I paused the video a couple of times just to see if I could like get a sense of what they might look like.
Any teasers?
So that green to me was really sticking out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's going to be like a primary color. You know how we had
Yeah.
the throwbacks with
Yep,
the blue?
yep.
I'm wondering if it'll be majority green.
Yeah, I wonder, and I was looking at the video and I was seeing the graphics that they were using. I was like, are they gonna have like maybe some glitter? Like I've never seen like glitter. Like that's an entirely different angle that the NFL has never really fully embraced. Like glitter.
Okay.
Maybe bedazzle, maybe bedazzle a little bit on
I
you.
don't think the 12s want to see that. T.
I don't know.
Maybe
True.
a little in the helmet.
Maybe right.
Well,
Like when you hit.
I saw the black on there. I kind of like the
Yes,
the
murdered out.
Yeah,
Yes.
just murdered out. Kind of like
Yes.
the OJ glove, if we could say that.
I don't think you can.
Okay, we gotta go to our last one too, you guys. Speaking of rivalries, you guys tell me about the celebrity softball tournament that just happened with the Cougs and the Huskies.
because you guys are rivals
Right?
all day, all long.
Kinda. We're not necessarily fully rivals. We like to compete a little bit every now
A little
and then.
bit. A little bit.
But yeah, you see me swinging the bat right there and holding the trophy of championship. That means we won. No competition. But yeah, we had a celebrity cats and dogs softball game in Kirkland to help bring awareness to the Junior Little League World Series softball. The young ladies that are playing softball, they've actually been playing this game, this tournament, for 25 years. And you know, they have young ladies that come from all over the world, the Philippines, Czech Republic, South America, all across the United States. And we wanted to bring some attention to those young ladies and the incredible things that they're doing on the field.
And
So
they came here. That's
they
so
are
cool.
here. Matter of fact, they don't just come
Now.
here. They are here
Wow.
right now in Kirkland playing the World Series. So if anybody wants to get out there and check it out, it's open for you guys. But we did have an incredible game, right? True? You
Yeah.
had some incredible celebrities.
It was awesome. Yeah, I had a bunch of guys there, man. I had some ex-Seahawks there. I was playing catcher, and I had the great Jim Zorn.
position.
Jim Zorn.
I recruited as our pitcher. So he was out there mixing it up and making it happen.
Whoa.
Did he throw hard?
He threw it pretty good. He's throwing it underhand.
Underhand.
Now,
It was underhand.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was really good though. I enjoyed it.
He had Jim Zorn pitching, and I had Warren Moon coaching. So yeah, it was like
Star-studded
Hall of Fame event. Yeah.
There you go. Thank
got a
you
home
so
run,
much,
too,
you
so,
guys.
yeah.
Oh, gotta put that in.
Whoa.
Home run. This was a home run panel today. Terry Marcus and Rebecca aren't going anywhere, though. They'll be back for another Hot Topics, including more fallout from that HR scandal heard around the world. But first, did you know that damaged hair often has a root cause, and we're getting right to the root of it. Later in the show, Tacoma Aesthetician Angie Tiara is here to share essential tips, tricks, and what to look out for, because a healthy scalp means healthy hair. But up next, the produce guy is here with summer's bounty. Frank's Quality Produce from Pike Place Market is back to share the sweet spots when it comes to what's in season, so stick with us. Hello, summer. Good thing we have a few warm summer months to go, as there's still so much delicious bounty to eat our way through. And Frank Genzale is back from Frank's Quality Produce at Pike Place Market to share what's in season. And this, my friend, is stunning. Oh my goodness.
Yes, thank you.
I can't wait to taste our way through. But first, where are we on the produce calendar?
I think we're pretty much smack dab in the middle of the best part of the year.
Really?
Yeah, you get a lot of really beautiful items out of California. We have a ton of local items coming into play now. So when you go to the store, I think you're in good shape to get anything you want.
Okay, so right now, as we head into like cool weather, are there things that are going to be trickling off this table here?
Not really. I think we're kind of going to have a few, we'll get to the mid-September, I think. So another 6 weeks of really great produce. And I think you're in good shape to get anything you want. We have peaches that are just starting to come in that are local, just beautiful, apricots. The one thing that's going to be going out of season, I think you should get now before it's gone, are the cherries. I mean, we're kind of at the tail end of local cherries. They're still great. I think now's the time to get them and before they're gone. So you got another week or two of those, and but everything else is just coming into play right now.
Okay, well, we're gonna start over here first. You're gonna show me some things to talk about, maybe starting with those little tomatoes. What's happening up front?
Yeah, I mean, now's the time of year that you'll see a lot of, your local gardens in your backyard will have little cherry tomatoes popping up. Not quite ready for the large ones, but you'll see cherry tomatoes all over the place now. These are actually out of California, and they're just really beautiful. My favorite, these little sun gold tomatoes. They're like candy. I mean, you can eat those just raw, like a snack, or sliced in a salad, or even with a little caprese with some of this beautiful basil. We have beautiful heirloom tomatoes that are now coming out of California that are like prime season. We'll start seeing some local ones here in the next couple weeks. So those are just kind of really a great time of year for that. You have outdoor barbecues, so you just have a lot of salads you can make, capreses and things like that. It's just great.
Yes, caprese is one of my favorite things to make. That was absolutely delicious. Also, talking about like grilling season and stuff, you love to grill zucchini, I hear, right?
Zucchini, yellow squash, corn. I mean, you're outside, why cook inside, right? You have your barbecue going, grill all this stuff. I mean, corn, you just blanch it in some boiling water and then just grill it, get some nice char marks on it. Zucchini and yellow squash, I like to slice a little bit thicker because I don't like them, they get really soft quickly. Put a little olive oil on it, some salt, pepper, just grill them up real quick, don't overdo it. You want them to have a little crunch to them. But yeah, just add some flavor.
And you talked about the corn. You were telling me earlier, you think it's some of the best, right?
Yeah, Washington, it's true. Washington produces some of the best corn in the world. I mean, the sugar contents are really high. We get it delivered to Seattle fresh every day. We have our farmers out there in Eastern Washington picking it. We have local farmers are going to, on this side of the mountains, are going to start producing corn pretty quickly. So we're right in the middle of it. It's just a perfect time of year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what do we have here? There's so many different colors happening here.
You see a lot of different varieties of beans locally this time of year.
Okay.
These are all organic right here. These are produced in Puyallup, and these are produced in Eastern Washington. And they have very similar flavor.
I was going to ask, can you tell?
A little bit. These are a little, they're not quite as sweet as like a regular green bean, but mixed together in a nice salad or just blanched in salt and pepper, olive oil. You don't want to do too much to local stuff. The flavor's there, so just keep it real simple and you should be good to go.
Your carrots look amazing.
Yes.
The peaches. What else do you want to
Right.
show me?
Well, peaches are local now. I mean, these are some of the best peaches in the world. Also, same with apricots. I know you said you like
I love
apricots.
apricots. I'm a big
Washington
apricot
does
girly.
produce some of the best apricots that I've seen. So flavor is great. All these little plums and pluots are really special, and you're going to see a lot of those around. And then, of course, the beautiful melons that are in season. When you go to the grocery store now or you go to the market, you're going to see probably 10 different varieties of melons. And so this is a time you want to just choose one you've never tried before, bring it home. They're all great.
I was
They're
looking at
all a
this
little
lemon
different.
drop melon. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
Lemon
all these
drop
kinds.
melons,
What's
and
this one you slice?
That's the orange flesh honeydew, and we
I have one here.
I brought a little slice for
I'm
you.
gonna
They're
taste
so
test
good.
while you tell everyone about it.
Yeah, they're really one of my favorites right there. Very soft, super sweet, high sugar content. But all these melons, these Tuscan cantaloupes are, they're just like a level up from a regular cantaloupe. So if you like prosciutto and melon, I mean, any of these you can do that with, but these Tuscans are great. Those are great. You just can't go wrong. And
This is legendary.
Yeah, they are wonderful. And when you're choosing those at the store, when you see a melon like with a thin skin like this,
right?
Okay, a smooth skin. You just feel the skin. You can almost hear the little squeakiness that it's going to give. That means the sugar has reached the skin. It's at perfect picking for.
And I want to get to the berries too.
Yeah, berries. I mean, these are all this is the season. The one thing about local berries is, like, when you buy them, don't expect to put them in your fridge and eat them a few days later. Bring them home and eat them. They're very delicate, but I mean, they are just some of the best melons best berries that you can get. The blackberries. These strawberries are actually grown in Eastern Washington. There's a new company, Hidden Gem Strawberries, and they grow them hydroponically. And so our season for local strawberries is usually only a couple weeks. We've had local strawberries from this grower for months now, and they just do a fantastic job. We have them every day, so it's really good. Those little nectar berries down there, the black ones on the end, those are super good.
Yum.
And then we move into the figs. Figs are coming into season now. And they got some Cadota figs, the green ones there, and then the dark color ones are the brown turkey, and then black mission figs, which I think everybody likes, are coming in next. And then if you look around, your neighbor probably has a fig tree, and they probably have too many of them. So if you like figs, just ask your neighbor too.
Just ask a friendly neighbor.
Yeah, exactly.
This was amazing. You are fantastic. Everyone has to check you guys out in Pike Place Market. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
And next up is the workday stretching into infinity. A groundbreaking new study reveals how hybrid work is blurring the lines between office hours and personal time, what companies and employees can do about it after this. Is the 9 to 5 officially over? Microsoft's new Infinite Workday study reveals how technology and hybrid schedules are reshaping the boundaries between work and life. And joining us in studio is Jacqueline Sharma, VP of People at Envoy, to unpack what this means for employees, employers, and the future of flexibility. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Kelly.
So this recent study gave name to what many have known as the Infinite Workday. What is that, and what are you seeing?
Yeah, the concept of the infinite workday is really, there is no boundary between work and life. And so, after going through the pandemic and people beginning to work at home, we forgot to establish sort of boundaries of where does our workday actually end? And this is really causing a lot of burnout for people.
That's what I was going to say. What are some of the ramifications?
Yeah, it's, when you're constantly on, you can't shut off your brain. It's really, it takes a toll on your mental health, and it just impedes your ability to have like a personal life in some circumstances.
Definitely, you can't turn it off. And so how did we get here? Because the ideas of remote work and all the tech just seem like such a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, tech has come such a long way, and it's enabled us to be connected at all times. Like, we carry around a tiny computer with us all day long. We have things like Slack and Teams, and it keeps us really engaged constantly. The downside of that is that we can't disengage, since we always have access to information, and we're kind of on overload, like stimulus overload. And we got here predominantly because we didn't have another choice during the pandemic when we couldn't go into an office and interact. And so we naturally just slid into this like constant schedule of like, I need to be on, I need to be available, again, because there wasn't a boundary between I'm going into an office or I'm doing something that's cueing me to change out of my work mode.
Yeah, and what can leaders do? Do you have any practical tips too for them?
Yeah, I think really enforcing and empowering your employees to enforce boundaries of, I turn off my Slack notifications at a certain time. I stop answering emails, or I really won't be available from this time to this time. It's incredibly important to me that I'm available for my child during dinner and bedtime, and so I tell my team like, hey, these are my off hours, it's not negotiable for me, and I would like them to do the same. We also should encourage people to adopt AI. So part of the Microsoft study really is how do we become more efficient? So we spend so much time responding to things, sort of getting into the weeds, when we can actually use technology to our advantage that's from that standpoint.
Yeah, and employees often feel like they have little power. If my boss is messaging me after hours, I don't always feel like I can be like, go fly a kite, So
True.
what can they do?
True. I think that's very true, especially if you're an individual contributor. But it really is sort of enforcing some of those boundaries for yourself and being upfront and transparent about what you need to feel supported in your workplace. Again, coming into the office really helps us identify where are my boundaries for work and home. Therefore, how can I be most productive when I am in the office, right? How do I schedule to the best of my ability? Not advocating for being in the office full time, but having a hybrid schedule is very helpful in that regard. I know that I go into the office Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays it's sort of like my heads down moment, and I schedule accordingly. Like I try to minimize my meetings because I know during the week I'm constantly in meetings, and so on Friday I'm like, yes, I've got this opportunity.
Yes.
Things happen. That's not always how life works, but you try your best to enforce those types of things.
And what does the future look like?
Yeah. Envoy is a workplace software solution. We really are building sort of what the future of the workplace will look like. We're helping businesses understand sort of their space utilization, but more importantly, the behavior of their employees. So when our employees most productive, we can pull data from rooms, like when they're using meeting rooms, which meeting rooms are most popular, where people are congregating. So we've got all this great information that helps us build that future and really understand the behavior of our population so that we can sort of build policy and parameters and set boundaries or help people set boundaries at work.
Thank you so much for being here. This was so insightful.
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And coming up next, think your skincare routine stops at your forehead? Think again. We're talking all things scalp care and how much it can improve your hair after this.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. Styling your hair might feel like a daily chore, but what about taking care of your scalp health? Tacoma esthetician and makeup artist Angie Tiara is here with some tips to keep our scalps healthy. Welcome back to New Day.
Again. How are you? It's good to see you
Oh,
again.
so good to see you.
Always so fun.
Always. And hair is such a big topic that I'm always talking about, wanting to make it look nice and shiny and healthy.
Yes.
And so you have some tips starting with sun protection, right?
Yeah, so hair is one thing, but scalp is another, right? Scalp, if you think about it, is an extension of your face. So they're actually skin.
True. It
Yeah.
makes sense. So
So you-
don't just think of your forehead
Right.
and then stop.
So you put all the skincare and the sunscreen on your face, but sometimes we forgot our scalp.
Yes.
Yeah. So of course wearing hats for sun protection,
Okay.
right? And also of course sunscreen. These are just a regular sunscreen, to be honest, but it's a spray form, right? So it's easier to just spray.
Oh, and spray it more like where
On
your
your
scalp
scalp.
is showing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So
if
that
your
way it's
hair's
protected.
pulled back and you see something, should I be spraying on anything that I'm seeing my scalp?
Yes, I would just see like the scalp skin. That's where you want to spray the sunscreen.
I
Yeah.
never knew the spray is so nice.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's
hairspray.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoop, shoop.
Okay, done and done.
Yep.
And then choosing the right product too
Yes.
is important. So what do you mean by this?
So you know, what I'm talking about skin, right? Your skin has a skin type, whether it's dry, whether it's normal, or maybe oily. So let's say we have a dry scalp, right? We want to make sure that we treat something with something that is more moisturizing. So after you exfoliate, let's say you have oily scalp, then you want to using more products that is exfoliating or like clarifying.
Oh,
yes.
And how often would you want to do something like this if
Once
your
a week.
scalp is pretty oily?
I want to say once a week at least. And then
Okay.
in the summertime, as we go outside and we sweat more, you probably also want to wash your hair twice, like double cleansing, just like your face.
Double cleansing. I haven't
Yes,
heard of that.
yes.
Okay, and moisturizing. What are some of your favorite products here that
So
you want
these
to
are
show?
a natural-based shampoo. So
Oh,
a natural
okay.
based shampoo usually has no irritants. And when we're using something that is so harsh for your scalp, your natural oil in your scalp is actually stripped. And that's when you kind of see like, oh, I'm super oily. Super oily, it's not a good thing. It's actually a sign that your scalp starting having a condition.
So avoiding irritants, so we need to be looking on the back of products.
Yes, not only that, we need to avoid alcohol. Alcohol could cause some inflammation.
Oh.
If you dye your hair,
Yes,
right,
that's me.
pretty regularly, you might want to kind of space it out in between.
Okay,
Yeah.
so alcohol.
No
and
alcohol, and space out your hair dye like appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do we take care of our hair at home then?
I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
We can help at home even if we're not a professional like
So
you.
there are, of course, products that you could buy in the market that it's made for scalp, right? Whether it's serum, oil. But my favorite is actually the massaging the scalp because it has so many benefits. Just stimulating your scalp so the blood circulation could go onto the hair follicles so then your hair is healthy.
How do you
right?
do this? What do you mean?
Oh my God, can I try
Please.
this on you?
You said massage.
Can you tell me how it feels?
Oh my Lord.
It feels like, you know,
That
like
is a
your
dream.
body tingles, right?
That's what I was just gonna, I have goosebumps
Yeah,
all over.
there's also this handy one that is like moving and you could just put it all over. And the trick is put an oil before that too. So it's like not only massaging but also putting nutrition into your scalp by using a hair oil.
A hair oil. And where would you put the like hair oil? Like where
Just
your scalp
on the
is?
scalp is. Yep. I
Okay.
would just take a section and then oil this way. And then start massaging it 5 to 10 minutes before you shower. And then you hop in shower and then do your routine.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
not something that, can you sleep in it if you, or
I would not
you,
recommend sleeping in it. I
You
would do
wouldn't?
something like before showering and then shampoo it out.
Okay, and then what are some of the just other oils that you would use for this?
Other oil and serum that it's based on your skin or scalp condition.
That felt truly amazing.
Yes, yes, yes.
I kind of want to be like, I didn't understand. Should we continue? Just
Yes.
kidding. Okay, and then how do we know if your health, you know, your scalp health is healthy or unhealthy? What are the signs there?
I think you starting to notice when your scalp have a condition, you have a persistent itchiness. Maybe dry flakes or dandruffs are start when you're brushing, shedding, hair loss. Those are
What
some
are we
of the
seeing
example.
there?
Scalp with a scalp condition, and next to it is a healthy scalp with just like smooth. You see the other scalp is like smooth and clean, and the other you could see there's redness, there's dryness. It's just has something that we kind of have to take care of.
Yeah,
Right?
and when would you want to seek professional help? Like, when is there a stage where you're concerned?
I would say when your hair starts shedding a lot in the shower, you notice that it's just sheds more than you see, then you want to seek help like a trichologist or a esthetician who does like a scalp facial, which brought us to the scalp
I know.
analysis.
Okay, show me this big
professional
bad boy.
then could show you using this analysis on
Please.
what type of scalp we have.
Should we check? Will this be so sad if my scalp is not doing well? Here, I'll get well with my heels.
There. It's just a very zoomed in version of the scalp.
Wow. And so
Yeah.
you're looking for signs of trouble. And
Dryness, itchiness, redness.
Yeah.
Is just a dandruff, or is it an eczema or psoriasis? Those are the things that I'm looking for when I'm treating my clients.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Yes.
Could you see anything there? You can call me out right now.
I feel like just a little dry, so you could use some
Dry.
of oil on your scalp.
And then, so oil and then take a shower
Yep.
after. I'm
And
so glad you said
moisture
that.
using mask and conditioner, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
Angie, you always bring all the tips. Thank you so much for being
You're so
here and
welcome.
teaching me all about scalp care.
Of course. Thank you.
And when we come back, we talk about a new book from an investigative journalist that's encouraging us all to think deeper about where our food comes from. An important conversation when we return. Welcome back. When you think of a cute farm life, you probably conjure up an image of a red barn with happy animals around it. Well, my next guest encourages us to think a little more realistically. Investigative journalist Will Potter has spent years looking into the industrial farming industry and how it's portrayed to the wider public. And Will joins us now with some food for thought. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Kelly.
So let's start with the title, Why Little Red Barns?
Well, like you said, this is the story we're all raised with. I don't know about you, but I had the little play set when I was a kid growing up in Texas, the happy animals and the happy farmers. And then as we get older, we have Old MacDonald in the storybooks. And it's really the story we're taught before we learn any other stories, before the Pledge of Allegiance or our bedtime prayers or even our ABCs. And the danger of that is that the industry can tap into this very romantic image as farming is changing and has been for decades. Right now, there's over 10 billion animals raised for food every year in the US, and 99% of them don't come from the Little Red Barn. They come from what are called factory farms and industrial operations.
Wow. Okay. And this book, like you said, factory farming attacks on journalism, but it's also very much about the concept of bearing witness. So can you explain what that means?
So the book really started as states were making it illegal to take photographs and even do journalism about these factory farms. And Little Red Barns turned into a lot of complicated thinking about what does it mean to see right now as we're inundated with all this horrible information and terrible footage, and I talk a little bit about that in the book, but it challenged me as a journalist and kind of my faith in this, in bearing witness of if we expose this, is that enough to make a difference? And ultimately in the book I arrive at, this is something that we can all do. We can choose to look at hard things and choose to look at injustice even when it's difficult.
Gosh, and your book, like you're mentioning, explores obviously some heavy themes, and it also includes some personal stories. So can you tell me about some favorites?
It's very much a personal journey. This has been a 10-year investigation that took me from factory farms to investigations of far-right and fascist groups. I know it's not exactly like beach read material there, it's a little heavy, but the personal stories are what kept me going. And one of them, I was out in Yakima Valley, Washington, with a woman named Helen, who's a longtime resident, and seeing through her eyes how her farming community changed as a result of these factory farms. The air got more difficult to breathe, the water was polluted, she saw the Little Red Barns disappear, and that really brought home to me in a different way as a journalist what this means for the communities that are affected.
Gosh, and you've spent your career investigating attacks on civil liberties. So how does Little Red Barns connect to that work?
It really connects in two ways. One, this is kind of a new playbook that industry is using to shut down journalism that makes them look bad, making journalism labeled as terrorism by some states even, and internationally. But it's also connected because I found that the FBI over many years was calling nonviolent activism by animal rights groups the #1 domestic terrorism threat. As Congress and the Inspector General were saying, hey, if you do this, violent white supremacist groups, far-right militias are going to go unnoticed and unrestricted. And that's exactly what happened. So they're directly connected. These misplaced priorities serving corporate interests, I would argue, are actually putting public safety at risk. And now we're seeing what's happening with our democracy as well.
Gosh, and what do you hope is the takeaway for people that pick up this book?
You know, more than anything, regardless of where people are about these issues and where their heart is, I hope it makes people look differently at these product labels as they're walking through the store. Pay attention to those Little Red Barns and the signs, the coupons, the advertisements. It's all telling us a story, whether we acknowledge it or not. And the more we understand how that story is being manipulated, we can make better choices that are aligned with our values.
And I guess that's the next question too. How can people at home help? I mean, obviously educating themselves and reading a book like this is helpful, but is there anything else you would give people at home for tips?
You know, in the book, there's over 100 pages of citations. And one thing I saw overwhelming in the environmental research is that one of the most important things people can do is shift to a plant-based diet or reduce their consumption of animal products. And so whether you do that a little bit each day or you make a big lifestyle change, that's one of the biggest ways you can make an impact on the environment right now.
Gosh, and how long did it take you to write this book? I mean, it feels like this is a labor of love for sure.
That's a really nice way of saying it. This has been a 10-year investigation, and it took a lot of twists and turns. I'm doing difficult work. Like I said, these states are criminalizing journalism, and I'm trying to navigate that with lawyers. But it was a labor of love. I mean, I believe deeply in both the information I'm sharing in this book and really the warning that unless we pay attention and start seeing what's happening in this shift towards factory farming, it's threatening the environment, it's threatening our civil liberties and press freedom, and these industries are ultimately threatening what's happening in our democracy right now.
And they can find this book, obviously, I'm sure, on Amazon and wherever books are sold, right?
Yep, in all your local shops, and you can also check willpotter.com. I have a book trailer and more information there as well.
Amazing. Will, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Kelly.
Yes, and just a reminder, Will is holding an author event tonight, Tuesday, July 29th at 7 p.m. at the Elliott Bay Book Company, so be sure to check that out. And next, Coke is getting a sweet soda makeover, what it means for your next sip when Hot Topics returns.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by AARP and BECU.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. Here's your chance to nominate a hero in your community. AARP is accepting nominations for their 2025 Washington Andrus Award for Community Service. The award honors Washingtonians ages 50 plus who are sharing their experience, talent, and skills to enrich the lives of their community members. Last year, AARP Washington recognized Michael Petty of Olympia. His efforts helped those with low or failing vision to live their lives with dignity and a renewed sense of purpose. His work with the Lions Low Vision Resource Center in Olympia provides no-cost support services and the loan of equipment to help individuals with limited vision. Nominees must be at least 50 years old. Their achievements or service must have been performed on a volunteer basis, and their accomplishments should provide inspiration for others to volunteer. The application deadline is August 15th. For more information and additional guidelines, just go to the address that you see right there on your screen. And it is time for another round of Hot Topics because we couldn't say goodbye without Terry, Marcus, and Rebecca. So cheers to all of you. Cheers. We're gonna drink some Coca-Cola because there is apparently something new and a different coming. There is a Coca-Cola announced it will release a new Coke sweetened by American cane sugar this fall. This is seemingly a nod to the Health and Human Services Secretary's campaign against high fructose corn syrup. So can we taste the difference? And don't panic for anyone that still wants to buy regular Coke, you still can. But can we taste a difference?
So this is the one, the plastic one is the regular Coke.
And then this one is like Mexican Coke sweetened by cane sugar.
Okay.
All right.
Which I always like better. I like
good old American.
You know, real sugar.
America.
Yeah. I prefer the Mexican Coke, to be
So do
honest. Maybe it's because it's out of the bottle.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do I like it
better that way?
And it's out of a
So,
straw.
like, it's a little nostalgic, and it's a little, but it is, you know, it gets me like, taste it, right? Like I'm in Mexico.
I might need to do another taste. Maybe I'm the only one that can't really tell the difference.
I feel like this one is just a tad less sweet.
I was prejudging, I guess, because I knew which one was which.
I know, that's the thing. They should have been blindfolded next time.
But you know what I think goes really well with these? Like a plate of Mexican tacos. Like some little carne asada.
Chips and
chips and guac. That's what set that off.
No, it'll be American cane sugar in our version.
Right,
so I don't know if that's any different than this, but
I mean,
I'm not mad at it.
America. Let's go. Support the cause.
We might need to be drinking these all day because earlier in the show we talked to an author about the infinite work day. It's basically the idea that technology and hybrid schedules make it nearly impossible to leave work at home now. Do you guys find it difficult to disconnect now?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You go home, you get in your office, you get in your space, and everything is at the tip of your finger. So you really especially if you got some pressure or you have a deadline or something like that, you're constantly thinking about it and it's right there, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. But you have to find a way to unplug, right? If we're talking about self-care and mental health and all that kind of stuff, you got to unplug and just
wind down
chill
somehow.
out for a little bit.
Do you guys ever do that? Just completely turn your phone off for a weekend?
I need to. I need to do better. It's tough, but it's just so difficult because so many things require your attention and you're connected all the time. Back in the good old days, I'm about to date myself, when when you just had a landline.
That's what I was gonna say.
You were unavailable. People, your boss couldn't call you at home, right?
I
but
know.
now it's I can call you, I can text you, I can email you, I can send you a Snapchat, I can send you a WhatsApp. I got a million ways to get you. So you just
and I think people need to realize that after hours, if it can wait or if it's an email, because if someone chooses to go in their work email and look, but I think the contacting on vacation and stuff, if it's not a real true emergency, I don't know. I think there needs to be a little more work-life balance, because after work, I know sometimes I go home and I'm staring at a wall in silence, not even turning on my TV, and I'm like, how long have I been sitting staring at a wall? Yeah, I'm like, what is happening?
I'm that guy though, the after hours email, that's me. If I forgot to do it during the day, I just get it in and then I hope you see it in the morning. That's against the rules, I know, but
I'm like that too.
Yeah. Well, and people have different work schedules, so
and different boundaries.
Yeah,
Different boundaries.
absolutely. And speaking of the need for more professional boundaries, y'all, everyone in the world is transfixed on the cheating scandal between Astronomer CEO and its HR director. You're seeing that right there. That happened at the Coldplay concert during a kiss cam moment. Both have since resigned, and now their company is cashing in though on the viral nature of the scandal by hiring Chris Martin's ex, Gwyneth Paltrow, as their new spokesperson. I mean, this was marketing gold, you guys.
It was.
And I heard that they hired the brand agency that Ryan Reynolds is in charge of it, because I was trying to figure out, just from a marketer's brain and perspective, I'm like, who did this? And I guess it was his marketing agency.
But before this, I've never heard of this company.
Oh, yeah.
True.
And now it's on my radar.
Right.
So this really was smart to do, even if it doesn't really make any sense. And it's a very temporary hire. She's just basically making fun of the whole thing.
They took advantage of a moment, right? And I think that's what people do in today's society, in the business world and marketing. They're taking advantage of certain situations, trending things that are happening right now, and they took pure advantage of this one. But I just gotta say that these people, this CEO and this HR director.
Please talk about it. I'm like, let's go in on it.
Just to talk about it a little bit. I mean, if you are going to have yourself a little side piece, you have to follow the protocol, right? It's not telling anybody out there.
There's rules. Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. What they say.
Well, I was like, I mean, I feel like no, just because you've been in, sports, sometimes NFL players and stuff get a bad rap. And so I was like, okay, I want to learn more.
No, I'm just saying, you for anybody. Why would you be outside and huddled up and huddled up? Go to a Coldplay concert.
The way that he made it so much worse. He dove down, hiding, and she turned. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys just panicked.
But have you ever seen a kiss cam at a concert? Have you ever been at a concert when they're like a football game? It's really weird, right?
So, see, my dream, because I'm single here, I'm like, I would love to be on a kiss, not with a person.
You wouldn't want to be with yourself? A real person?
Not just a random. I don't want to happen. Yeah.
That's my boyfriend. He just lives in Europe. You never see him.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, before we go, Marcus, please tell me about your upcoming Trufant Family Foundation golf tournament. I want to know about all that.
Yes, August 18th at the beautiful Newcastle Golf Club. We're going to be raising funds for the Trufant Family Foundation Scholarship Fund, and I'm partnering with the Believe in Me Foundation. It's going to be a great event, and this is actually my first inaugural golf tournament. I've been to a ton of them throughout my playing career and all that kind of stuff, but this is actually my first one that I'm putting on for myself. So I'm very excited. Of course, you can go to my IG, Marcus_Trufant, and I'll have all the information there. So please check me out and please support. Let's support these kids and help them with education.
Yeah,
man.
what does your foundation do?
Yep, we support education. We've been giving scholarships for a long time. Yep, for a long time. Yep.
What can people expect if they come out to the golf tournament too? What's the vibe going to be like?
The vibe is going to be golfers like myself, like
people that don't golf.
I got the shoes, I got the glove, I got the clubs, but I'm not so much the golfer. And we're going to be selling cheats, and we're going to be selling mulligans and all that kind of stuff. We're going to be out there making it fun. Of course, there's going to be some guys that are good golfers out there, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a very good time. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I can't wait.
There's a lot of football players that are good at golf. Like and athletes in general that kind of go on after their playing years and like just pick up this next, and then they excel at it. Like, what is it about golf that is?
I just think that because of the competitive nature that athletes have, and we've always had a focus, and we're driven towards something. Once you get done playing your sport at a competitive level, because either you just physically can't do it anymore, or really, because you can't physically do it anymore, you can dive into something like golf, which you can physically do. You see guys playing it 60, 70, 80 years old, right? So, and it's a tough sport.
I would say let's be careful, though. A lot of people that say they play golf, they're just out there playing. A lot of people aren't good at golf.
It's an excuse to drink beer and cocktails, right?
100%. Be away from the kids for 5 hours.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to you all for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.
Some segments of New Day Northwest are paid for by these fine sponsors: